Hello, welcome to this video. Today we're going to be taking a step-by-step look at how to apply custom pre-cut masks in order for you to paint your markings onto your scale model. Let's take a look at what you're going to get when you receive your custom masks. As we open up the packaging, you'll see a nice diagram of all of the masks that you'll be receiving in this kit, and as well as information regarding what the markings are. Inside, you'll notice there's going to be a set of either Tamiya tape markings or pre-cut vinyl markings. Today we're going to be looking at the Tamiya tape markings. Here we have sets of masks for painting the national insignias, as well as the squadron codes and aircraft numbers. But today we're going to be focusing on the national markings. You'll also receive what is called transfer tape. Now to begin, we're going to cut a small section of the transfer tape out to use to transfer our markings from the backing sheet onto the scale model. So let's remove the backing of the transfer tape, and then we're going to place this over whichever mask we are going to start with. Here I'm trying to get the corners of the mask as close to the edge of the transfer tape as possible, and then using some sharp tweezers, I'm going to gently pry up the edge of the mask, and we're going to work our way in, making sure to get all of the concentric rings for the markings here attached to the actual transfer tape. Now the transfer tape is not very sticky, and so you just want to be careful when lifting this off. And here we've gone ahead and lifted off the entire mask, and we're going to apply that to our scale model. Now it's important to make sure that you get the placement correct the first time, as this tape doesn't like to be pulled off and reapplied multiple times. And now I'm going to lift off the rings and leave just the outline of the roundel on the aircraft. Now you might be asking, why bother even getting the whole thing on there if we're just going to remove it? Well, I've found that if you use the entire mask, it helps preserve the circular shape of the outline, whereas if you do it just by itself, sometimes you don't get the circle just right, and it might end up slightly oval shaped, and it's going to cause you problems later on. Now we're going to use some masking tape to mask off the areas around the template, and this will help us avoid any overspray on the rest of the model. So you go ahead and use your masking tape of choice. And now we can start by laying down our first paint. For this, we're going to be using a white color. This is going to act as both the base layer for the entire set of markings, as well as the white ring on this particular set. Now, if you were able to preserve the rings that we used earlier, great. If not, there are extras in the set, so you can use the extra set. And we're going to reapply the concentric rings here. And now we're going to remove the outermost ring in order to paint the next color in our demonstration, and that is going to be yellow. So here we're going to go ahead and apply our yellow paint for the outside markings. And then if you're feeling confident enough, you can also at the same time do the interior red spot, or you can also mark off the yellow or mask off the yellow as well to protect that, just depending on your comfort level. But now with the yellow and the red masked off, we can go ahead and move on to the next set of colors. And for this ring, I am just using the same ring that we used before, just reapply it. And then I'm going to use a little bit of masking tape after we pull off the second ring to potentially cover any areas where paint might bleed through on the ring that we added. So now we can go ahead and do our blue paint in that second ring. And again, you can, whatever paints you are using, this will be compatible with just about any lacquer, acrylic, or enamel paints. But now that we've got the blue done, we can go ahead and remove all of our overspray masking and our templates. So we're gently using some of the tweezers here to lift up the edges of the template and slowly start pulling off our concentric rings here to reveal the actual painted marking underneath. Now it's important to just be gentle when using tweezers like this. You don't want to scratch your paintwork, or accidentally gouge it out. But just a little bit of gentle pressure is enough to lift up the rings. And there we have our completed marking. Now I find it best to do all of the markings at once, so do all of the light colors at the same time. But just for this demonstration, I was only showing you just the one. But I did do all of the markings together, just to help save time and effort in the painting process. So In the next episode, we will look at doing the squadron codes and the aircraft numbers. Hope you enjoyed this. See you in the next one.